How Bernie Leadon joined the groundbreaking country rock band, the Flying Burrito Brothers. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. When you look at the Flying Burrito Brothers, who were one of the influential bands in that West Coast country rock feel, I mean, to be in that band and to be in the Eagles is an amazing thing. He was also in the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Dillard and Clark, and a whole bunch of other outfits.
When you joined the Flying Burrito Brothers, again, going into this big fold that was their second album, I understand, were you nervous? Were you excited? What was the vibe like for you going into that band?
Into the Burritos?
Yeah.
Well, so Dillard and Clark, we started out this acoustic thing in Doug Dillard's living room, as I said. Then we made that album. Then we were able to play a gig, but somewhere in there, like very early on, Doug and Gene Clark decided we should get a drummer, right? Well, if you put a drummer with an acoustic group, either that he better play awfully quietly, or you guys have to plug in and become electric. But he was wanting to do, Gene Clark, the singer, was wanting to do some Elvis songs, and he was, so all of a sudden he's like, well, if I'm going to perform, I want to be more impressive or something, I guess. So we went and got some amps. I had an electric guitar. I'd played, I didn't really play country music, so all of a sudden I'm learning how to play country lyrics and I got a Telecaster. And pretty soon we did this gig at the Troubadour, and the band basically didn't survive the 1 week gig. So Dillard and Clark fell apart, and so I needed a job. And right at that time, we were on A&M. Gene was signed to A&M, and the Dillard and Clark album was on A&M Records. And so were the Burrito Brothers. So we were all on the same lot. It was the old Charlie Chaplin movie lot in Hollywood, was where their offices and studios were. So when we were on the lot, the old film lot, and in those studios, we would run into the Burrito guys. I knew Hillman from San Diego from Bluegrass days. So maybe they heard that Dillard and Clark was falling apart, or I can't really remember that part. But I know I was in touch with Chris, and so he rang me up and said, "Hey man, we're going to make our second album, and our bass player Chris Etheridge left, so I'm going to play bass, and we want you to come and play guitar." And I just said, "Okay." I needed a job, man. So needed a job and a place to live,
We'll have more from Bernie Leadon coming up next week, every single Friday. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.